ashes burn in the stone, and night it's our turn.
Game version of CAD.
I believe I've resolved the audio issue. And again, Rebel Trader and Frank here commentating in Chicago. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Poem. And hopefully our audio is back. So it looks like both players are playing a long game with Ramp, a Super Laser Tech, and I think a resupply from CAD is what started off the game after both players passed on their first turn. The one nice thing about playing Vader is you can ping, with the right sequence of cards, of course, you can kill your own Super Laser Tech with Vader's ability. And that'll let him grab a... Because sometimes you play a Super Laser Tech, you've got to figure out a way to kill it. Otherwise, it's just a little 2-1 for 3. It doesn't sound very appealing to me, right?
Yeah, and the other thing about CAD is that, you know, if the Super Laser basically provides a shield for CAD's ability. Like, if you use it, the Super Laser is just going to die. And Poem, it looks like we've got audio working, so thank you.
Oh, good. Yay. I think that's a boss, if I'm seeing that correctly.
No,
it must not have been a boss. Sorry, my video clear.
Looks like a Cloud Rider to me.
Must have been a Cloud Rider. Yep. Okay. And then he uses the Super Laser Tech to kill it, as you'd expect.
Yep.
Or did he play the new villain event where each player sacrifices a unit? That's a very nice combo if you played that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Super Laser Tech. That's some interesting tech. It plays out the Stormtrooper. So another...
I want to say the Vader is the control here, because they're probably packing things like Krayt Dragons, which are going to be really beneficial going into the long game.
Yeah, we don't have the deck list, and I'm really not sure what the end game would be on a 30-point green CAD. I mean, obviously, at the new Cad Bane unit, which is really good. We've got Vaders and Mauls. I guess he could go to some of the big green starships at the end, but
or Reinforcement Walker is another common
Reinforcement Walker could be good. Yeah.
But I believe we're on 6 resources, which should be the CAD flip turn. But before he flips, he's going to take out the Stormtrooper by playing the Zekis.
And pinging with Cad Bane's ability. Yep. And here comes Cad Bane deploying to the field in front of the Sentinel.
And his Vader's gonna have a tough time dealing with some of these. Ooh, resupply here is gonna let Vader.
Yeah, this is a good resupply. It's gonna go ahead and let him deploy Vader. And here comes the... Sorry, my video feed is a little blurry. I'm having a hard time seeing the cards. Is that a Greedo? And he's pinging the 2 damage from the Cad Bane ability. Yep.
Yeah, frankly, I'm a little bit confused with that, because he's just going to attack into the Star Trooper anyway, so it doesn't really get any benefit from playing the Greedo there.
If anything, he could have waited and used the Greedo to put 2 damage on the Vader.
Yep, exactly.
On the Vader flip. But I do like where Cad Bane is right now. They have a nice board. Vader is going to do a lot of damage. And we're not able to see their hands. I think that's an Overwhelming Barrage I think I saw in the Vader hand. So
yeah, Barrage and a Traitorous.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an exciting game. This is really close. And they're playing deck archetypes that we haven't seen much of in set 3 so far. I know set 3 is very new, but it's fun to see new decks. So I'm excited to see it.
Interesting that the Vader player here went for the claim, presumably intending to play the barrage first action, which
Mhm.
could take out both Zuckuss and Greedo. And yep. I guess you can
It's also
choose Zuckuss
tempting to
or
get rid of
Cad.
that Cad Bane unit.
I think the Zuckuss is actually a bigger threat here. Just it's got bigger numbers. There's an argument for going for Cad because of the ping, but
Yeah, those are two different play lines, and they're very interesting. Because if you do get the Cad, then you shut off the 2 damage from him playing Underworld cards.
yep.
And he swung and missed
Greedo
with the
there.
Greedo.
Missed, yeah.
Looks like in this leader standoff, the Cad Bane player is deep in thought. I think he has 3 cards in hand. He's going to lead with a Forlom to do 4 damage onto Vader and ping 2 from the Cad Bane. That's 6. So last turn, as you pointed out, Rebel, if he had resequenced it so that he had the 2 damage from the Greedo onto Darth Vader, then that would have killed Vader.
Yep.
It's these little.
Uh,
Oh, but he's going to kill Vader anyway, but he's going to take Cad with him.
yep.
Oh, wait. Does Vader have more
Oh, yeah.
health than I'm remembering?
Technically survives because of the barrage, but he'll die at the end of the turn.
Oh, the barrage. Thank you. That's right. That's right.
But I mean, that was a good trade, all things considered, for the Vader player. He traded Vader Barrage for Cad, Greedo, Forlom, and Zuckuss. So
Yeah. That was a lot of carnage in that round for both sides. But one thing that's really fun about Star Wars is the skill level of having to figure out these sequencings of these actions. In some other TCGs, you have your entire turn. You can do all the things you want to do in whatever order you want to do them on your turn. But one thing that makes Star Wars Unlimited such a high skill cap game is you have to be very careful in which order you do things because your opponent gets to interact in between every one of your actions.
yep.
And it definitely feels like perhaps if that Greedo had come out after Vader, then that Vader would not have been as destructive on the board as it turned out to be. In this,
Indeed.
no, last round. Is that Zuckuss?
Forlom.
Forlom? Yep. I'm close. My video's blurry.
Yeah. If you full screen it, it might help you.
Well, no, I went back to not full screening because it's actually easier to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Merciless Contest played to take out that Forlom. And then, oh,
Uh-oh. Is he calling for a judge?
doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gesturing off. 'cause
Oh, maybe he is. He might be trying to figure out if he can do Vader without hitting a unit, which you can.
You can, yeah. And that's what they're figuring out. Yep. So we go to 4-0. And what's nice about that Merciless is it's like a Power of the Dark Side without having to run blue.
Yep.
So it's a very interesting deck build here from the Vader player. I'm very impressed by both these decks.
Yeah, it looks like Cad did not have a follow-up to that Forlom. So we'll see what he's got now. I think they're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're at 9 resources each.
Yeah, they're definitely at the end game now. With almost no damage on their base. These are the times it makes me wonder about the 55-minute rule. Like, this is just game 1, and they're at 4 damage
Yep.
to 0 damage. And I was looking at chat. I know our friend Chris Tott is in chat. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us today. We're going to have friends of ours. I know the next round and maybe the third round is going to be casted by Jeff. Wait, don't kill me from the Botha Network. He's going to take my spot after this game. And there's the Cad Bane unit coming down to capture Vader's 1 unit.
Yep. I mean, like, Cad at this point is he's basically an aggressive card, but yeah, at the same time, like, he poses a dilemma. Like, if you attack with just 1 unit, then he's effectively just a big guy. And if there's a way to answer him immediately, then he's not doing much. But it looks like the Vader player doesn't have an immediate way to answer him.
I mean, the Sentinel is an interesting answer because if Cad attacks, all he can do is hit the Sentinel, and then he can pay 2 life. Vader can pay 2 life to get his unit back, but then Cad gets to draw 2 cards. So there's a lot in that card. This is the kind of card the design team wants to put in front of us that offer lots of multiple layers of choices, both for you and your opponent, in how a card is played.
Yeah. My guess is that the Vader player is just going to try and kill this Cad normally, and then just rescue the Seven Sister without using the on attack.
You definitely don't want to give him 2 card draws, that's for sure, if you can help it, because this is definitely a full control game from both players.
Ooh, a main deck Relentless. That's massive, actually.
Oh yeah, that shows that's gonna put a control Vader player in a world of hurt. Looking at his hand, I do see a Ruthless Raider, so there's definitely some space answers that Vader can come up with. And the Raider doesn't stop Vader from pinging after he plays the Ruthless Raider. And he's just going to start with 3 to the base from the Sentinel.
Yep, makes sense. You're expecting it to get ran over here pretty soon.
And I did check the video quality on the YouTube stream, and it does look really good. So it's just my caster camera that's a little fuzzy.
Great.
As long as the show looks good, that's what we care about, right?
Yep.
So can he answer the Relentless? Oh, he is going to attack for 7. He is going to kill the Sentinel, and he is going to return the card.
Ooh, interesting.
I thought the Vader player is the one that makes the choice, though.
Yeah, it is, but it looks like he
It
did.
didn't look like he gave the Vader player the choice. He just attacked and gave it to him and drew 2 cards. And
Yeah, I mean, we're not hearing them, so
yeah, that's true.
it's
And
possible he did.
that's true. And wasn't there supposed to be 2 damage? I guess he did take the 2 damage. Maybe I'm misreading the card. Let me look up the card again.
No,
All
it's
these
just I
new
don't
cards.
think there's any damage in Cad.
Maybe that's my fault for thinking that.
Yeah, it's just draw 2 cards.
Okay. I'm thinking of Stella.
Yep.
And there does the Ruthless Raider is coming to try to answer the Relentless, but interestingly, he didn't put the damage on the Relentless.
Yeah. Another interesting thing here is, ooh, okay, those are great pickups there. That Devastator especially is going to deal with that Relentless pretty handily. But an interesting thing is, had the Vader player gone for, instead of playing target and gone for the Vader ping, he could have killed Cad without giving away that card draw this turn.
Yes.
But I mean, there's a real advantage to playing the target here.
Yeah, Tarkin's a
getting
great
those
card in this deck.
cards for
It's
yourself.
not the kind of card you're seeing a lot of people build with right now, but with a heavy emphasis on Imperials in an old-fashioned. I say old-fashioned. It feels like a set 1 green Vader deck that was really popular, especially early in set 1. But here he's making a great use of that Tarkin. Because that Devastator is just maybe the piece he needs to stabilize the board and win the game, getting rid of the Relentless.
Yep. Yeah, once it gets out there, yellow doesn't really have a good out to Devastator. Like you can bounce it, but it'll just come right back down. And first damage of the game done to Vader's base here by that CAD.
We're making it 10-7. So I'm wondering why he doesn't lead with the Devastator to kill the Relentless.
Oh, he's being greedy. He's gonna go for the Palpatine, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Which, I mean, you're gonna take 8 extra to base.
Yeah, this is a spicy play line. I wish we had the player names. I would love to call them out for and give them credit where credit's due. So earlier he could have used the Raiders ping to put 2 more damage when he played it, and then pinged with Vader, and that Relentless would be dead now. Because he didn't. I don't think he needed the damage on the CAD to kill it, because he had the units on the board.
Yeah. Why didn't the Relentless attack first? I know. I mean, I guess that ended up working out, but I probably would have attacked with Relentless there, knowing that the Devastator's in hand. But there's also, I mean, it's 1 damage, and there's units on the ground that could kill CAD. And if you think that the Vader player's other options, there are real reasons to go for CAD first
Right.
there.
Was that a Cloud Rider? What, something ambushed
Yep,
in?
that was
Yep.
that was Cloud Rider.
Okay, and did enough damage to kill Tarkin. I guess. I thought the Cloud Rider only hit for 3, and Tarkin has 4.
Yeah,
health.
Tarkin's got 3.
Oh, Tarkin's a 3 health unit. These are cards I
Yeah.
haven't seen for a while. Oh, it is a 3 health unit. Yeah. Funny. So they're even now at 15 apiece. The Relentless looks great on the board, but with only a few health points left, there's a lot of ways, I think, that Vader has to kill that Relentless now with units.
Yep.
The key is with units, because the Relentless does slow down. And there's Palpatine's going to do it. He's not getting full value out of the Palpatine, though. So I don't know if there was a Dirtle or something else he could have done first to wait till another unit comes on the board, but he does like his board state now. A Bib Fortune does come in shielded, so the Palpatine really wouldn't have done much more to that unit, perhaps, other than just pop the shield, of course.
Yeah, but your Vader can just pop the shield.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep, and then
And Vader's reclaiming his damage lead.
all right, he's McClunkying, I think. The Bib
Yep.
back to hand to kill off one of his units, leaving the board with just a Emperor Palpatine by itself, and that Bib 14 comes back. Vader must have initiative. He's taking initiative. Yep.
McClunky doesn't actually even kill the.
Oh, huge!
That's
Now there are 2
Ooh.
of them. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't kill it. That was a huge. Now there are 2 of them. One of the hottest cards in set 3. Usually people think of it being played early in the game on set 2, but here comes a Zuckuss out of almost nowhere, out of thin air. Now there are 2 of them. Bib Fortune and a Zuckuss.
Yeah, but remember that the Vader player still has that Devastator in hand.
He
And
does.
that's a
And
really
Emperor
clean
Palpatine
answer
can
to
answer
Zuckuss.
that also.
Yeah. And it looks like we are going to see the Devastator.
Yeah, that's the kind of powerful answer that Cad Bane in a green yellow deck would have a hard time answering. I know when I run yellow Palpatine, I could do like a change of heart and sacrifice it that way. That's a nice play in yellow. So I don't know if he's running change of heart, but outside of that, are just their normal bounce effects. Or he could run his own Devastator. I mean, if he's main decking Relentless, maybe he's main decking Devastator also.
It's a possibility.
Instead, it looks like he goes for the Space Sentinel, which does activate Cad Bane's ability. But the Devastator does have Overwhelm, so the Sentinel's
does.
not as much of a roadblock as I'm sure Cad Bane wants it to be.
Yep. And now these ground units are going to start chipping away at the CAD base here. Bringing him up
It's
to
actually
19.
yeah, Cad Bane's actually getting really close to being in check, where he's almost one Devastator attack away from dying. He takes the initiative, and now he's gonna have to have an answer right away for a lot of things on the board.
For both Devastator and Palpatine.
Yeah. Oh, is Palpatine overwhelming? Interesting. I may have left the damage on the base so that I could have one action from either the Palpatine or the. Because now it's not going to be one action.
Yeah.
From Palpatine.
It still is effectively the same because now an attack from Devastator does it, and then Palpatine attack plus Vader ping does it. So more roundabout way of getting to the same.
Yeah,
place,
just one more action is going to be required if he does have an answer for Devastator.
Yeah. In some ways, I think that's actually safer play to do that, just in case the Bib is able to do something on board, which...
He is asking the judge a question. But with so many resources, the one discount you get from Bib Fortune for events, I can't imagine that would have been a relevant factor. And here comes his own Devastator.
Yeah, but it doesn't
But
do
they're
much.
scooping because Cad Bane surrendered but showed him the Devastator.
Well, so if Devastator takes out Devastator, then Palpatine plus Seven Sisters game. And if Devastator takes out Palpatine, then the Devastator can still attack the Black Sun Starfighter and get lethal that way. So even if he had the Devastator,
he could answer either side, either arena, but couldn't answer both arenas.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's interesting there that his own Sentinel cost him the game in a way. Because if he had played the Devastator and killed the Palpatine, the Devastator would have had to attack through the Sentinel of the Devastator. But because the Devastator had the other Sentinel it could attack through, it was able to get the overwhelm damage through the 3-1 because it had point of damage on it.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff brings up a good point in chat. That was a rare example of when having your own Sentinel was bad for you. The double Sentinel. Yep. And I don't know that he'd be running Cunning out of Aspect, but Cunning also would have saved him.
Temporarily, at least, yeah, it would have. And it's that's not totally out of left field.
No,
a lot of Boba Green decks last format ran Cunning out of Aspect. So.
Especially when they're emphasizing ramp the way that this one did with the early resupply. You can ramp into a Cunning on what would have been 5 resources, 6 because of the ramp. That's a very reasonable play, and the Cunning would have definitely helped him there. Yeah. And Rallic25, welcome to the chat. Yeah, we've just gotten started this morning. This is the first round of this. Did they tell us how many rounds we're going to have today? 6, probably, with a field
6.
size under 50. Yeah. I'm going to cast the first one with Rebel Trader here. And then my Bot the Network teammate, Jeff, is going to come on and do a couple of rounds. And then we have other casters for the afternoon rounds, right?
Yeah.
Who's coming on after you, Rebel?
I think it's going to be Poem, and it's in the group chat somewhere.
Just previewing for the audience what our day's like as we get started here today.
Poem and Brandon from /Red Dragon 252 from I believe McClunky Gaming.
That sounds right. And McClunky has some great players and casters, and they're definitely. I see their logo and everything as part of the. So yeah, it must be a McClunky gaming caster coming. We hope. We really like those guys over there. They do a great job. And girls. Hey Claire.
And gotta give a shout out to Poem for being the producer for this thing and
Yeah.
making sure everything is.
No, this looks fantastic on
happening.
screen now. Great job, Poem. All right, so they're sideboarded and they're shuffled, and they're going to go to game 2. And we're going to assume that Vader won game 1. I think that's a safe assumption, especially since Cad Bane is starting with initiative. So
Yep.
that felt like when you play these longer control games, it definitely feels more cerebral than like a couple aggro decks just bashing face in the base. There's a lot of bouncing back and forth between who's controlling whose units, and knowing when to turn the corner. Vader knew just when to turn the corner in that game to become the aggro player in the late rounds.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
definitely
sometimes that's definitely true. I will say sometimes the aggro matches can feel very cerebral because
yeah.
you have to find every advantage over the other side.
Yeah, you can't make a
But,
single misstep usually playing aggro. Everything has to be sequenced perfectly to get through most matchups.
Yep.
Yeah, I play a lot of aggros. I wasn't diminishing aggro. I didn't mean to diminish it. Almost though, when you play these control matchups, you have to play this. Like, there's this whole the decision of how to control the board and how to go to the face is very fun to watch. And there's looks like two very high skill players on two very interesting decks. We're not on just meta decks today in this first round, which is a lot of fun for us and the audience, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the meta is wide open at this point. It looks like we're seeing a repeat of round 1 with just the double pass on the first round.
I know, that is interesting. Now, you already had a set 3 TTI tournament result finish?
Not quite finished. We're on the November League, or the October League, which is the top cut of which is being played out in November, is still going on right now. They're in the finals right now. The finals is going to be Sabine Green versus Luke Green.
Oh,
That's gonna be
wow.
broadcast on Monday.
Oh, I can't wait to tune in and watch that. Luke Green, I would think, is the favorite over a Green Sabine because there's so many shielded sentinels and ways to heal and restore. That would be a tough matchup for me if I was playing Green Sabine. I know my teammate Phil Ritchie plays a lot of Green Luke type decks, and I think he would definitely be favored if I tried to play Green Sabine into him. That should be fun to watch Monday. Can people tune in live? Are y'all broadcasting that live?
Yeah, it'll be live at, I think, noon Pacific time.
Awesome. So here it looks like we're back to the ramp strategy. We had a resupply on one side and then a sentinel on the other, as both players are definitely just want to play bombs. They want to play their 8, 9, 10 resource units. That's all they want to do, it looks like. How fast can we get there?
Zuckus, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Activates the Cad Bane ping, of course. The sentinel hits him back for 3.
Oh, Merciless. Actually going to be a trade here.
It is the poor man's Power of the Dark Side. And I think most people would be comfortable trading that small sentinel for a Zuckus.
Ooh, small misplay there by the Vader player. It looks like he exhausted 4 resources there, but it's a 3-cost card if I remember correctly.
It is, and he could have used the 4th resource to ping with Vader.
Yep.
I know I've been on stream quite a bit, and I love being on stream because I make a ton of play mistakes, and I love to watch it back and learn. So I've learned so much about how to play better from watching my own streamed matches. For sure. Even playing on stream for because my wife Courtney and I do a Blonde Sabine. It's on Twitch and YouTube. We do it Wednesdays and Thursdays at lunch, 12 Eastern. But when I watch back the videos on demand of us just playing casually all the time, I'm like, oh wait, I didn't put the 2 damage from the Ruthless Raider on their base, stuff like that. It's so funny. I think as we play this game, there's quite a few times we make minor play mistakes. We don't even realize it. But that's what's great about watching yourself back on a video on demand. And I think all of these videos on demand from today will be on Late Night Gaming down the road for both the players and interested fans.
Yeah.
Do you put your TTI videos up after your tournaments?
Yeah, they're all up there.
Where can people find you? Are you on YouTube?
Yes, yeah. Take the initiative. We're streaming it on this channel, so some of you might be watching on the TTI YouTube. But if you're
Okay,
watching on
great.
Late Night or McClunky, it's just Take the Initiative on YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
How do we enter the next TDI tournament? You can go to our Substack, which I believe is linked on our YouTube. It's just taketheinitiative.substack.com, and you can join our Discord through that link. And once you get into the Discord, it's pretty easy to join the league. But the leagues always run from the first to the end of the month, and then the top cut is played over the course of the next month. So the next one is going to start on December 1st. If you want to join the November one late, you always can, because the way it's structured, you don't have to be in right at the start. This There are two of them plays really interesting because it's gonna, in combination with the CAD ping, fully kill this Seventh Sister.
Yeah, and it's really cool because he was able to flip Cad Bane a turn early because of the early ramp, and then play the No Good to Me. I mean, now there are two of them just off of his leader. You can flip your leader play. Now there are two of them off the leader, and he's now got a much better board. He actually finally has some early damage on Vader. Last game we saw the one that Vader won. It was really late in the game before any damage got onto Vader at all. He was way ahead kind of consistently through the whole round. This time, with the early ramp, it feels like the Cad Bane player has a much better board state and much better game state.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think that is certainly in part due to the ramp. Okay, there's another one, but that's the first ramp card that the Vader players got into all game.
It makes a huge difference in these long control matchups. So we go to 8 damage to 3. Another one of the Power of the Dark Side effects, sacrificing the super laser tech. That's such a good combination this Vader player has latched onto. I hadn't seen that played anywhere before.
Yeah. And now the Vader ability plus the eventual Vader attack is going to take out this CAD, or at least could, theoretically. If the CAD player doesn't have like a No Good to Me Dead or something.
Yeah, that was a great super laser tech sacrifice there.
8 resources. Is that going to be a reinforcement walker? It is.
He's looking at his card, trying to decide, and puts it in his hand. So he drew the card. Only 4 damage on his base. That seems reasonable, but here comes the big Vader flip. Darth Vader has entered the arena and has the damage potential to kill the CAD if he wants to.
He does, yeah. Although doing so puts him in range of being killed by the reinforcement walker next turn. So you're not too mad if you're the CAD player.
And here comes the reinforcement walker. He does take out the Vader, and he is going to get to look at his top card, and he will.
Looks like he picks it up again.
Yeah. Again, only 4 damage on the base with no early pressure. Reinforcement walker is fantastic in control matchups. Just continue drawing cards. So I think this Cad Bane player is sitting in a great spot this game. Wait, he's putting it back. They're discussing something about the top of the deck. Looks like they resolved it, I hope. He's got 5 resources. I think he has them stacked in 5s, right? No, 4s.
Yeah, it should be 8 because the Vader flipped last turn.
Mm-hmm. He's deep in the
I
tank.
think CAD's going to be at 9.
Yeah, we're at 9 to. I think both players, because he hit the super laser text, they should both be on the same number of resources, unless there was a second ramp I didn't see. But Cad does have 9 resources to his 8. Maybe he didn't resource. And here comes an Emperor Palpatine with no effect. And there's that Relentless again. Well, one thing I did notice about the Vader deck, late game, it had a lot of big bombs that were units. And he wasn't relying on, like in a blue Vader deck, you'd rely on like Rival's Fall and Fell the Dragon and stuff like that, which makes Relentless even more powerful. But here, the Vader player's really relying more on big units. And that makes the Relentless not as effective in stopping Vader.
Yep. No Devastator in hand for the Vader player here is going to be rough.
Yeah, and this Relentless attack is going to put him only 1 action away from killing Vader.
I think too, because it's a 30 health base, right? It's not ECL.
Right, but isn't it? Okay. Is Relentless an 8/8? I thought it was a 9/9 for some reason.
Yeah, it's 8/8.
Okay, my bad. It's hard. Again, it's hard to see the cards from my view, so I'm having to do all this from memory. I have old man memory.
All right, and there's a Tarkin. Going to try and
Now he
find
can
that
find his
Devastator.
Devastator. Yeah, that's what he did last game. He found a Devastator and a Palpatine. Here, I see a super laser tech.
Yeah.
I think this is more of a whiff. I can't see all the cards though. Let's see what he came up with. He came up with a Snow Trooper and
Seventh Sister.
Okay. Seventh Sister. Not the Devastator he was hoping to find, I'm sure.
Nope. But it does get him 5 cards deeper.
Yep, that's true.
All right. 20 on the base. And the Greedo hits.
Yeah, Cad Bane's got to really like where they're sitting right here in game 2. So I'm excited that we're going to get a game 3, but I'm also curious what the round timer is going to look like, because these have been fun but longer games. If they're going to go to a game 3, they're going to have to play a lot faster. I wonder if our producer Poem or anyone can find a round timer for us.
Let's see. We could just calculate it from how long the stream's been going, because we started like right at top of it. And it looks like we've been going for about 30 minutes, so we should have about 25 left. So they're not doing too bad.
Well, my YouTube says the stream started 42 minutes ago. So I don't know if that's accurate or not. We have 74 people watching us. Hey, 74 people, let's go. We're having a lot of fun getting a day kicked off of SWU here in the Midwest. There should be some exciting, great matches like we're seeing here. 2 decks that aren't what we consider part of the meta. Big green boys battling, Cad Bane and Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, I reloaded mine. It looks like 42 is correct. So we should have, that's what, 13 minutes left? That might be an issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if this game takes another few minutes, it shouldn't though. The Cad Bane unit and the Relentless, Cad Bane should be able to wrap this up now. Because without blue, he doesn't have a super laser blast. Vader doesn't have any of the big blue bomb answers that can help him. He's really trying to draw to a Devastator, but even a Devastator doesn't get him out of the ground problem.
Yeah.
Well, no, he could Devastator, kill Cad Bane, and then have the Sentinel in space. So there's that.
I would probably just scoop if I were Vader. I think you're really behind on tempo. Even if you can like solve these problems, like.
Well, this Tarkin's gonna let him dig again. And there's a Devastator. He does have Devastator now. Yep, that is a whole nother ball game, because now if he can kill the Cad Bane with the Devastator and put the Space Sentinel, he can live. And not just live, he might take over that board state and only get 2 swings in with the Devastator to win. But like you said, the clock is ticking. If we're under 15 minutes in the round, we're down to 12 minutes in the round, and they're going to try to play a game 3, that's also a factor. If Cad Bane can answer it at all, I would scoop then. But I would first try this Devastator play. Because what we saw from game one is I don't know what answer a green CAD has to Devastator. His own Devastator. Yeah, his own Devastator is the only answer. And we did see it main deck. He's main decking Relentless and Devastators. So we are getting treated to a real green villain control matchup. That's so much fun to watch. Okay, this is curious that he's thinking.
Who's Xanadu Blood?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he didn't just attack with the Cad Bane. Whoa, and he's
Yeah.
returning the Cad Bane to his hand. What is happening?
What?
That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sure there's some great logic I'm missing. Just swing with Cad and do 7 to the base and leave him at 27 damage.
Does he have enough resources to replay the CAD this turn? I can't quite tell. Because if he does, it gives you an answer to Devastator theoretically. But
He
like,
doesn't.
I'm
And Cad Bane is
confused.
limited to only 8 health when he captures. And the Devastator
Oh wait,
is gonna have 10.
did he exhaust the resource there? Does that put him at 9? Does that prevent the Devastator from coming down?
Oh, that's fantastic play then.
All right, that actually makes
That
a lot
makes a
of sense.
lot more sense. And I'm really not sure why Vader didn't resource to 11. Yeah, that's a kick in the teeth for Vader if that's what happened with the Xanadu Blood. That's a fantastic play to stop the Devastator. He's going to Overwhelming Barrage, but he can't. That's going to cancel the first card played.
Yep.
Oh, look at him sitting back. I think he just realized he messed that up.
Looks like the CAD player is going to grant him a take back though. So.
I think he's just scooping.
Yep.
I think that's
all right,
it.
I think that's
What
it
a
is.
fantastic play by the Xanadu Blood. I was so critical. It's like, no, what's he doing? Attack with the Cad Bane. And instead he's like, I'll just win the game this way.
Yeah.
What a fantastic play line. What did you think about that, Rebel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was initially surprised at it, and I couldn't see what was going on. But once I saw those resources, it was all clear. You got to be aware of the whole board is one thing that, you know, if you see there's 10 resources and you can make a difference on them with the play like that, then
Yeah.
it's massive.
So what we're about to see is going to be a speed chess version of SWU because there can't be but 10 to 12 minutes left in the round at most.
Yeah, by my count, we got about 10.
Yeah. So they shuffled quickly and they're getting started quickly, I hope. Oh, he's going to sideboard after all. I don't know if they have time to sideboard much. They better
Ooh, yeah.
they better hustle. Nobody likes the double loss rule, right? Except us aggro players who never have to worry about it. Then y'all can double loss all y'all want to. But I love
Yep.
playing control, and I haven't because of the double loss rule. There's always rumors it's going to change. What would you do with it, Rebel, if you could change the double loss rule? Would you change it, and how would you change it?
I don't know. I thought about this a lot, and I think it's one of the better ones out there. I think if I were to make a change, it would probably be like add some kind of damage tiebreaker, like whoever's done the most damage in game 3 wins. But they did that in Destiny, and people hated it. So
Yeah, I don't have an answer either. The only thing is we tried using chess clocks once, and it was a lot of fun. I like the chess clock concept. I know it's unusual for TCG players to try playing with a chess clock, but this game really lends it to it, where you take one action, hit your clock button, then your opponent takes their one action, hits the clock button. It was actually fun to play. We did some of that streaming on our Blonde Sabine channel. But I don't think that'll ever happen, logistically.
yeah, I think that would be a bad move.
Time is ticking.
Hold there be an official timer on Melee. I'm on the Melee and I can't find it.
Does Melee have a clock ticking?
I don't see one.
I know Loopy just did a great interview with the marketing director from FFG and the Melee, the head of Melee, I think, for our FFG, the Melee team, and they talked about some great changes coming. I think Decklist, for example, Decklist may be included in the future. Maybe there'll be some more quality of life updates to Melee GG for SWU. Yeah, we had some good comments about our 55-minute rule discussion. SPAG brings up the point that maybe you get 1 point for a draw. I'm fine with that. I think the problem is that they don't want intentional draws in the game. And so if the players just stalled out for 55 minutes on purpose to get an intentional draw, yeah, that's different. And Chris McBoober, hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. They're interested in the chess clock idea. It's fun. It'd be a fun way to play, and I think I like it. And yeah, Loopy's checking in chat, and like I mentioned with the interview he did, you can catch it on his YouTube channel here on his video on demand about it. They are talking about in March integrating Decklist to Melee GG, which I think everybody would love that. Loopy, if you can hear us, how much time's left in the round? Because we are just starting a new game 3. Yeah, Chess Fox would be fun to try. So we opened up with a big.
I personally hate the idea of chess clocks, but
wait, once you try it, you'd be like, oh, this is fun. To hit the button plus it lets the other person know that you're done, like your decision's done. You can't take it back once you hit the chess clock too. That's another part of the rule we like too. It made gameplay a lot cleaner. But anyway, I don't know how much time is left in the round, but it's got to be in single digits now. We have 2 Sentinels on the board and a Bib Fortain, so we're settling in for a long game for sure. There's a good way to clear it.
In my estimation, we should have like 5 minutes left in time.
Well, that TIE Interceptor in space cleared out the Space Sentinel.
Looks like no ramp cards for either of these players.
And he's going to ambush first, and then he can stack the triggers the way he wants to. So he's stacking the Cad Bane trigger after the ambush, which requires the invader to put the point of damage, which is usually his choice, onto the spaceship.
Yep.
And Bib Fortune, is that the way you say his name? Bib comes in for a damage. So with just minutes to go in the round, can they get this finished in time? Both players are relying on a big end game of bombs, of 9 drops and 10 drops.
Yeah, I suspect this one's gonna be a double loss.
No one wants that. We're all rooting against it. Play faster, play faster. This may be where we should add in the background noise of the announcements. And there he goes with the second Sentinel on the ground. A 3/3. Now the Cad Bane player's got to decide if he wants to trade his Forlom into it, because of the 3 damage on the Forlom, it would kill it. And he can't really attack it with the Bib Fortune without it getting an experience token. Great, Loopy. Let me ask if Loopy... Hey, Courtney, can you ask how much time's left in the round? They're spending a lot of time thinking for a couple of players that are deep in the clock. They need to hustle up.
All right,
Overwhelming Barrage is great.
That's pretty big.
The Overwhelming Barrage should wipe the board.
Yep.
Yep. So Cad's got an early lead in this game, but we saw that too in the first 2 games, and in game 1 especially, Vader was able to out endgame him. So here we are in game 3.
Stroke? Yeah, Force Stroke.
Oh, saves him a lot of damage. 6 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, you're right. Ryan Riaz says he doesn't like the double loss rule. Doesn't know anyone that does. He takes initiative.
I'm here in
So we're
about
back
3
to
minutes. In time.
3 minutes. Oh, geez. 3 minutes. Let's go, guys. 3 minutes. Let's go. Play faster.
With only 1 damage done to either base.
We got 29 damage to go in 3 minutes, and we're only on 6 resources. Without ramp, this is the worst scenario these guys could have had for a game 3 with under a time crunch. Yeah, Jeff makes a great point. There's already a point of damage. He wins, 30-0 if you count it out to 30 points. Just multiply both base damages by 30, and that's your winner. Right. Chris Todd brings up the problem with making the double loss rule into a draw rule is that draws are really late game when players are just drawing to get into top cut. Feels really bad. So I don't know if we could ever have a compromise where a double loss on time is a draw, but you can't intentionally draw. You have to play it out. And then, you get into the collusion problem of when the players just look like they're playing and try to create a create a draw from time. Maybe that could be handled by the collusion rules we already have. So the Cad Bane unit, which is one of the big bombs of set 3, comes down and captures the units from Vader. We probably have about a minute left in the timer. So it's getting to be discouraging to think that we're going to avoid a double loss.
Yep. Should be about 1 minute left.
And I think I see a judge standing there right with them explaining to them that they're out of time. They're talking to a judge about something. Did I miss something? Does he only have 6 resources? How did he play a Cad Bane on 6 resources?
Oh,
and why is there 2
yeah,
untapped?
you're right about that.
They're going on though. There must have been
Okay.
something we didn't see. Maybe there is a 7th resource high.
Oh, he played now. There are 2 of them. That's what it was.
Now there are 2 of them did it. Okay, thank you. Great cards. They're just showing these are the times that now there are 2 of them shine. So many people focus on it as a turn 2 play. I really think it shines more later game.
Double force throw played just to empty the hand.
And I don't understand that either because Vader's about to flip. So unless he thought Vader would die as soon as he flipped, he is taking the unit back and letting Cad draw 2 cards. It is a Tarkin, but that's not a win played ability. You don't get your win played ability though. Okay, that's good. I was worried he's about to start drawing for the Tarkin. But when you are freed from capture with Cad Bane or any capture effect, it does not count if that unit has a win played ability. I mean, here comes a super laser tech. The Maul ambush.
All right, the Cad player is trying to find a way to get that damage in.
He is doing it. There's work here to do, but we may be moments away. The key would be, here's the key for the Cad Bane player. They have to get Fatal on the board because when the clock runs out, there's 1 more action phase. Doesn't matter how long that action phase takes. And if he's got the damage on the board, he could use that extra action phase to get to 30 damage. There is still a chance here for the Cad Bane player to pull this out at the very last moment of the game. He's at 19 damage. I think the Cad player can do it unless they've already called time, which it looks like they already had. And it looks like that's it. It's a double loss. Oh,
All
wow.
right.
Wow, so close. If Cad Bane had one more turn,